Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Cursing Seamstress. Today will be a short video, I think. I've got an appointment in town at 9, so I have to leave at 8:30. It's very early. I get up at like 4. Why, I don't know. But I have for you today a pattern review. For the first time, I have made a pattern from Colette, C-O-L-E-T-T-E. Colette and Grainline are, I don't really understand their relationship, but they're on the same website. So they obviously have a relationship, but their patterns are listed separately. And from the website, you can choose Colette or Grainline and look at their different patterns. The reason I was attracted to Colette patterns is because I heard their sizing was spot on, and that their sizing was more for a human being and was more likely to fit women. And also their patterns are said to be a little bit retro, and I found them to be that, but also a little on the quirky side. And it seems like there's a good ability with their patterns to really do something artistic. And so I actually started with, I think I downloaded 2 patterns initially as PDFs, and I believe after I did that, I got an email that offered a coupon for 20% off my next order. So I went back on and ordered several more patterns, and I think they were printed, at least 2 or 3 were printed, and I got them in the mail with no problem. The first pattern that I made is called the Rooibos, and it's spelled R-O-O-I-B-O-S, but pronounced Rooibos. I'm wearing it right now. It needs to be ironed. My goal is to, and I know I've said this before, but I have fallen off the wagon in terms of buying new fabric, because I have. But I really do want to use up the fabric that I have accumulated over the years. A lot of that fabric is cotton. A lot of it came from auction houses, where in one case I bought, I don't even know how many plastic bins full of sewing stuff. Needles, thread, I don't even know, all kinds of notions, plus fabric. So most of it is of the cotton variety. I find it's a little bit harder for me to use cotton in apparel. I guess I really have to think about it, but it seems to me that so many dresses, skirts, whatever, are made for, they can be made for wovens, but a lot of times rayons, the real flowy types of fabrics, or knits. And what I found on the Colette Grainline website is that a lot of their patterns are for cottons, and that's the way it was with the Rooibos. So I just want to say my review of this pattern is very, very positive. For the Rooibos, there are directions online. When you download the pattern as a portable document in the portable document format, the PDF, of course it comes with instructions, and it comes with all of the stuff that you would get with a printed pattern. You get the layout, and you get instructions. The instructions were pretty good. There were a few, this was rated intermediate, and I would say it is definitely intermediate. It's not for a beginner sewer. There were a couple of areas that I had to really stop and think about. But for this particular pattern, there was also a sew along on I guess it was on the same website. They don't have a sew along. It's not a video. It's just a page that you read with pictures. But the additional sew along helped me to get through any parts that were a little bit confusing for me. So that was very helpful. So I'm going to show you this. This is meant to stay down, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew two sort of a royal blue buttons right here. I thought about just tacking it down. There are all kinds of things that you can do. Like I said, it really is open for being very artistic with the Colette patterns. So this is a cotton fabric that I've had forever. I don't know where I got it. It's fairly lightweight. It's not see-through. The fit is spot on, just like I had heard with their patterns. The bodice is meant to be form-fitting, and it is. I made a size 12. I wear a size 12 and ready to wear. I'm going to stand up so you can see it. There are several pieces to this. So it has pockets. I think I lengthened it by a little bit. It's kind of a short dress. The pockets were a little bit tricky. One pocket I did fine, and for some reason when I did the second pocket, I sewed it inside out. I don't know what I did, but I removed the stitching and went back to the drawing board on that one. This is the back. It seems to follow my sway back pretty well. I didn't have to do any sort of an adjustment on that. It has a side zipper. It called for an invisible zip. I don't do invisible zips. So this is the zipper right here. The front is just so cute. It has darts here. It needs to be pressed again. So what you have are 3 sections in the skirt in the front and then 3 in the back. You've got this middle piece right here, empire waist, darts. You've got a front facing and a back facing. And let's see, the ability to be really creative with this, and this was the first time making it. I didn't want to spend a lot of time. I made that mistake before. I put a lot of time and effort into making something for the first time, and then I mess it up, and then I regret spending all the extra time using really good fabric and trying to do really creative things. So I didn't. I just made it straight out. I didn't have enough fabric, and the stupid thing that I did was for the back facing and the bodice, I used white when I really should have used white in the front. That way when this was folded down, it would have been white and I would have had a nice contrast here, but I didn't do that. So the variations you can do are to have this front facing as a contrasting fabric. You can have this middle piece as a contrasting fabric. Now the pockets I did cut out in white for the lining of the pockets. You can have the front panel if you want to, the back panel, and in the center, a different fabric. And I thought this was so cool. You know, if you go on Instagram and you type in Colette Rooibos, you'll see all the pictures of this dress being made up. And there's a woman on there who takes creativity to the maximum. And I wanted to, if you're interested, if you want to see what you can do with this dress, you might want to go take a look. So if you go to Instagram, and this lady's name is Kitty Cake, maybe that's how you say it, but it's Kitteekake. And she looks like a very artistic, quirky kind of person, and she has made this Rooibos many times and done all kinds of things with it, mixed and matched fabric. I think in one, in the center panel, she put a, can't remember if it was like a strawberry shortcake panel or a holly hobby or something like that right in the middle. But she's not afraid to be pretty daring. So, so this is it. I am very, very happy with this. I will definitely wear this. I'm going to make another. I'm not sure if the next time I make it, I will make a 14 in the top just to give me more room. But actually, I probably should not do that because it really does fit well. So that's it. That's all I have to say about it. I have started on my second Colette pattern, but I ran out of fabric. The second one I'm making, I can't remember the name of it, but if you go to their website and take a look at their patterns, this one is a very loose fitting, I'll try to put the name of it in the bottom, but I don't have anything to show you for that since I ran out of fabric and I had to stop at the bodice. I got the bodice all done and I didn't realize that I had to cut 2 pieces for the front, and because the first piece was cut on the fold and I thought, okay, that's it. But apparently there's a second piece that had to be cut on the fold and I did not have that much fabric. I've ordered it and it took me a while to find it online, and I sure hope that I have gotten the correct fabric that will match. It's a gingham, a light blue gingham. So anyway, it's a loose fitting garment. The folks on Instagram have said that they size down. I didn't. I cut a 12. It's meant to be very loose. It's not meant to fit tight at all. But it is a wrap dress. It's gathered across the empire waist, and it ties on one side. There are 2 ties, and so there's no zipper or anything. It's fairly, I think it is an intermediate. The sleeves were a little bit of a challenge, not horrible. It's got kind of puffy sleeves with a band at the bottom. They came out really nice. I'm pleased with how they look. So I will show that to you coming up real soon. And as far as other things, I have made my grand boys pajamas. I made the 5-year-old a set. I will put in pictures of that in just a second. And I made the older grand boy, the 10-year-old, a pair of, he said he needed pajama bottoms. So I made him some flannel plaid pajama bottoms and something. So that's it. I hope that your June is going well. And I will see you back in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much for watching.